Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I am Vicky, an intuitive medium who's also a licensed therapist and a neurodivergent person. So, I want to talk to you today about something that I have been noticing. You know, as a neurodivergent person, we have pattern recognition that's super strong. And if you're intuitive, it happens even more in my experience. So, one of the things that's been coming up for me and with people around me has been an increase in the frequency, the number of, and also the intensity of dreams lately. Not necessarily bad dreams, just dreams. And people seem to be dreaming more or just remembering their dreams more because they seem to be more significant. Let me know in the comments if this is happening with you. No matter when you see this, I'm recording this today on August 19th, but it can be anytime. If it's fitting for you, you're going to be here when you need to be here. But let me know if this is something that's happened to you. And there seem to be themes for different people. But one of the commonalities that I'm getting is dreaming about things from the past. That's not unusual. But when I hear the pattern over and over with people I talk with, and when I look at my own dreams lately, they have been exactly that. And mine, because I'm a medium, tends to be people who have passed. So they're visitation dreams, and they are really some beautiful visitation dreams that have happened lately. Last night, as a matter of fact, I had a dream about an art teacher that I had in high school who was very special to me. High school was not a fun time for me. I was bullied and I was different and it was not fun. I didn't enjoy it at all. And my home life wasn't super at the time either. And Alan Schwartz was his name. He was a photography teacher at my high school. And he was wonderful and supportive and lovely and put me up for awards for my art and all kinds of things. It wasn't that so much, it was that he saw me and I knew he did. And he was a safe space. And if you've ever had a teacher like that or somebody in your life like that, you know how meaningful that can be. And I was lucky enough and blessed enough and fortunate enough to have a visitation from him last night in the dream. And it was very affirming and it was very lovely. And so that's just an example. But other folks have had dreams about things that have happened in their past and kind of working it out. Now, I'm not really sure what that's about. And you know, I'm not an astrologer, but I know we're in the middle of two eclipses that are happening in this month. And I think I, by error, said it was the Pisces one last time. The next eclipse that's coming up in about, don't quote me, but like 8 or 9 days from now, is a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So that can be very about emotions, right? And so, and for my, I don't know, again, anything about astrology, but intuitively what I feel is, you know, lunar things in tarot and in spirituality in general, the lunar image, right? We look at the moon in the tarot card. It talks about things that are hidden or things that are under the surface but still there. And they're sometimes spiritual things, they can be, but certainly they're things that are under the surface. And so that's also how dreams speak to us, right? They bring out things that are either under the surface or just out of our reach. So I'm wondering if it does have something to do with this next eclipse that's coming up, this lunar eclipse that's coming up. We are in that shadow period, that period that happens just before the eclipse. And so it could possibly be. I don't know. If you're an astrologer, you know, drop some comments for me. Let me know what you think. And I'd love to hear more from you about that topic. But I'm also interested in hearing what Spirit has to say to us about the dreams and the content of the dreams that we're having. So this is a collective reading, and it probably will be kind of general because it's not directed at any one of us. But I hope that it hits for some of us and kind of gives us some insight as to what Spirit might be wanting you to focus on as you think about your dreams and the things that have been coming up for you lately. I'm also hearing to remind you that this is not always just about dreaming at night. And so for a lot of us light workers tend to do a lot of spiritual work at night. I don't know if you've had this experience, but there are days that I wake up more exhausted than ever because I have been working in my dreams overnight. And I've had other folks confirm this for me in terms of spiritual mentors that I've had and such. So it's an interesting little thing. And oftentimes we're not even aware that that's happening. We wake up in the morning, have no idea. But I tend to be in touch with that when it happens. And there are times that I yell at my guides and say, listen, I need sleep tonight. Please, I'm off the clock. I've worked all day. I'm tired. Give me a break at least overnight when I'm sleeping. And you know, I have that kind of a relationship with my guides and my ascended masters and such to be able to say, can I just take a little break tonight? I don't want to work tonight. But let me know if you've had that kind of experience too. But let's go into the cards and see what they have to tell us about what should we think about for our dreams and our experience right now. Let's take a look. All right. All right, lovely. Let's get started. All right. I clothe myself in a robe of white light composed of the love, the power, and the wisdom of the divine, not only for my own protection and that of the collective, but so that all others who see it or come in contact with it will be brought to the divine and healed. I call in our ascended masters and guides and our highest, most loving spirit family as we enter this time to get some insight, please, about what exactly, Spirit, do you want us to be thinking about as we move forward? I think what I'd like to do, and I'm thinking mostly about these dreams and those very somewhat intuitive dreams or interesting, challenging dreams at night that we've been experiencing. What would you like us to know, Spirit? All right. So first thing card that comes up is the Nine of Wands. That some of us have been feeling like the wounded warrior. You know, if you're a light worker, we're so sensitive. If you're neurodivergent, we have that extra sensitivity as well. And these battles that we fight on a day-to-day basis, and we're going to learn more about those, can make us feel tired, defensive. And are we wanting to do that? All right, Spirit, there's the moon phases, lunar phases that we were talking about with the eclipse energy. So I'm seeing a little bit of that as well. Here we are saying, Spirit's just reinforcing, yep, you guys have been working hard and we're being influenced. We're under the influence of this eclipse energy. Love it. Thank you for confirming that. Oh, and it's brought some of us some anxiety. This Nine of Swords. This energy we've been living in day to day has been bringing us anxiety through and there's the Nine of Swords, and Spirit's reminding us that we're not alone. You have a whole team. Each one of us does. And we're here for each other. So the collective is here helping you. Collective, right? Your collective spirit guides as well. One of the things that we've been facing or not facing, because she's kind of facing away, is looking the struggles, a lot of these anxieties and these struggles, this hard work that we've had and this feeling and battled has to do with the, what's the word? I'm listening, Spirit. The uncertainty of the future for so many of us. We're used to, in the past, being able to look ahead and at least be able to make some plans that feel doable and feel secure and grounded. And many of us are struggling right now with that because of all the uncertainties in the world that are happening right now. So Spirit sees that and is reminding us that we're not alone in this. And here's the moon again. Okay. And the moon just above this moon. Don't you love it? The eclipse energy is real. It is influencing us. Again, not sure, other than our dream state, and I'm channeling again so that I can tell you exactly what they're saying. Our dream states bring us into this place that is actually like this experience of going underneath in this very fluid state, but we also then have clarity, and they're reminding us that her eyes are open in this. She's underwater, but her eyes are open. Not sure if you can see that, but she's aware, and she's in tune with all that's happening underneath. The opposing forces above in the outside world can be howling at the moon, howling at each other, can feel wild and kind of feral. And when we move into the dream state, it can be a much more peaceful place, and that's where the healing starts to happen from all of this. So they're reminding us that it's actually healing that's happening. Yeah, and we're moving away to calmer waters. We're moving out of the troubled waters to a place that is calmer and safer for us with that Six of Swords energy. We've got the Page of Swords as well. And Spirit's reminding us through this card, in my intuitive sense of this card, is different actually than typical. A lot of times in my neurodivergence specific readings, this is my card for overthinking. And here it's actually not that. What I'm getting from Spirit is we're thinking about our dream state and what are these dreams doing for us? Well, in some senses, it's opening up things that are underneath, as we've said, and all moving us away from the trouble, but it's also bringing us some new inspiration and ideas and ways of looking at things. And what I'm hearing is that these birds are like Spirit kind of singing in our ear in a way. It's a way for Spirit to just gently sing like a bird in the morning in our ear, some lovely little messages. And each of these light bulbs, to me, it's coming through intuitively at this moment, are a different way of looking at things, or it's bringing you a new understanding or a new light for yourself in these dreams and through these dreams. And there's Spirit saying, listen, just listen to your intuition. You're aware of more than you know. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's cool. They're reminding us that, I, Vicky, am not special in my understanding of my dreams and what they can be, this spirit work. Well, this may be you too. And Spirit's just reminding you, you're much more intuitive and more connected to Spirit than you know. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. That's a festive, fiery, wonderful energy, isn't it? So with this healing, you can move into this place of fiery stuff. Is anybody having fiery dreams? Is that the case, that somebody's having these very excited and passionate fiery dreams? I don't want to hear about them in detail, but say yes if that's you, and congratulations if that's you. But the Knight of Wands is really this celebratory, on fire, passionate energy that can happen with this healing. So remember, that's part of this as well, because that's what Spirit wants for us. Queen of Pentacles, yes, is moving into the space of groundedness, of living and embodying, knowing you have everything you need. You have all the things you need that bring you comfort and peace and security, because you're not alone, right? And because Spirit's here for us, and that your intuition is on target, and trust that. The Two of Swords tells us to be cautious of the word they're giving me is funny to me, is poo-pooing. Don't poo-poo your intuition. Don't discount it. Don't negate your intuition. There are sometimes things that we should be looking at in these dreams, or that would be helpful. I don't like to use the word should, but Spirit's saying it's more that it would be helpful to face these things, even when they're a little bit emotional, because through that is where you can find your healing and your energy and your passion again. And we can start to really look forward and make those plans. The Two of Wands, we move into a space of, Two of Wands to me is it's an earlier part of the journey, isn't it? But we're experiencing this later, which tells me that down here is what we've been struggling with, and up here is now we can actually move into that energy. When we have that healing, and we allow the healing to come in overnight, or the messages to come in. It's not always healing. It can be, they can feel healing, but messages that are coming in through your dreams. Listen to Spirit and they're telling us to be very specific here. They're telling me to be very specific for you, is that when you experience a dream, some of it is intuitive, as I said, and having a new way to look at things. So they're telling you to remember to trust your intuition and use that intuitive process for yourself as you start to look forward again and make new plans or new decisions for your life or make decisions for yourself. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So that will help us to move in from the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is just the experience of knowing and feeling and living in the comfort of knowing you have what you need, into actually living life as if you do. Okay. And that's what, even if you don't have everything that you need in the moment, you know, a lot of us are struggling financially or in relationship or, you know, looking at the world as it is right now and feeling uncertain about things and what the future looks like. The King of Pentacles energy says, live as if you have that. It's not just having the energy that I have enough. Now you live as if you have. That doesn't mean you go out and spend all of your money or you're impulsive or anything like that. It just means, you know, act as if. Don't hold yourself back from new experiences or planning and waiting to see how that might pan out, or working toward changes for yourself. Let's get some clarifiers here, please. I've got a kitty down around my feet right now. I hear you, Emma. Yes, I do. Did you hear me mention you? Hello, Em. She wants to come up, but I'm not seated the way I usually am at my desk here. And she's like, there's no room for me to come on your lap, Mama. You're too close to the desk. Hello, baby girl. I see. Yes, I hear you. I love you too. Hi. You want to be part of the reading, don't you? Yeah. You want to be my familiar? You my familiar in this reading? You're always my little familiar, aren't you? All right. All right, loves. Spirit, give us some guidance, please, for the Nine of Wands as we're looking at dreams. I feel so... Okay, I have to pause for 1 second because I have to hold Emma for just a minute. She's staring at me with those big brown eyes. And she's saying, Mama, I just want to cuddle. Oh, I disturbed the dog. My bad. Okay. Maybe later, I went to cuddle her and the dog heard me and got a little... Ollie's over here as well. And he wants to cuddle too. Let's take a look at the Nine of Wands. Sorry for that interruption, folks. My ADHD brain went, oh, kitty, kitty, let me cuddle. Kitty wants mama. Tell us about that Nine of Wands energy, please. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. So we're kind of in this this place of, what I'm getting is, we're embattled. We're feeling embattled, and we've got some thoughts about this. And part of this is the thoughts that come up sometimes are, you know, the old, is it worth it? Is all this battle worth it for us? Is it worth it for me to even look at my dreams at night, to really go into them because it feels scary? And, you know, Spirit's saying, yeah, it can be the end of some cycles and opening up a new cycle. And potentially with this new eclipse energy, it can open up a new cycle for us. Tell us about the Eight of Pentacles, please. Okay. This hard work we've been doing is leading us into this place of the Nine of Cups energy, which is embracing and having the things that we need. And it's also a warning to not let these fears or these anxieties that we might have lead us to being too solo for too long. It's understandable, but it was just what I heard. Yeah, and we can lead into a place of more stability for ourselves. We have the Four of Wands here. So tell us about this Nine of Swords, please. This anxiety we've been feeling. Spirit, what do you have to say for us about these dreams and this anxiety we're having? You know what I just got from this is, you see the difference, and this is, it's so funny how in tarot sometimes you see something that you hadn't seen before, and this is what's coming up for me, is it looks like there's a bunch of those crows in the sky. The birds in the sky are black, right? And then there's one that's up there that looks like it's spirit. And spirit's reminding us that even in the midst of these anxieties, spirit's there for us. Okay, these could be all our thoughts, our worries, and things, but here's spirit still coming in and is still there amongst us, just like echoing this Three of Pentacles. And it's been a burden. This anxiety that you've been facing for sure has been a burden with the Ten of Wands. And there can be disagreements. There's so much strife in the world today. Spirit's just echoing and saying, yeah, listen, we see, we understand what you're going through. And then I move into the Three of Pentacles. It brings us the Three of Cups. So there's the loving energy. We move into that reminder that you're not alone. You've got a team working with you and for you. And you've got people who love you. And Spirit loves us and is reminding us that we are so loved and not alone. And as we move into the Three of Wands clarifier, we've got the Eight of Swords, which we can feel trapped when we can't see ahead, when we can't plan ahead, when we can't see what's coming. We can feel very trapped. And I think, the dreams we're having are reminding us that this is, stay connected to spirit. Take off that blindfold. You see in the cards usually, the blindfold, her hands are free. She can take it off at any time. Spirit's asking us to do that. That when we're feeling this anxiety, to take the blindfold off and turn to spirit and your own intuition and see what that looks like. Because there's only love coming in when you do that, the Page of Cups. Only love and good news comes in when we're able to do that. So let's take a look at the moon, please. Clarifiers for the moon. Yeah, the Spirit's reminding us that I'm getting the sense that these dreams we're having are in direct reply, so to speak, to the struggles we're having in our daytime hours. And that can be like a duh moment, right? Our dreams are reflections of what we're going through. It's our subconscious, right? Working things out. And while that's true, Spirit's saying don't discount the spiritual aspect of this. That these dreams we're having are our Spirit's answer, in a sense, to these struggles we're feeling during the day. And listen to them. It's important to listen to them. Because these are really clear messages if we really listen to the themes. And that's what Spirit's saying. Look for the themes. Okay? And with the moon, we have the Queen of Wands energy. Okay, so it means you're taking action and you're living in that energy of I'm choosing to act on accepting the help. Okay? Yeah, and there's the King of Pentacles again. It can bring us to this sense of totally living in our well-being. It's the way Spirit just said it to me. And here it's showing up twice. And interestingly, each of these King of Pentacles is looking in a different direction. So this King of Pentacles, as you listen to Spirit in your dream state or when you wake up and you process what was the theme here, some of us will be processing things that have happened in the past and healing old wounds. Some of us are going to be healing the stress and the strife we have about looking at the future. Where are we going? And it's reminding us in this very moment to stay centered and grounded in our current energies as best we can. But that's how they're doing it, is healing it through those methods, which is really cool. And then we're moving into Five of Pentacles energy with that. All right. And that, what I'm getting, is the global stress that we're feeling. Globally, I mean, it looks like, a map of a country, like Africa or something, right? And or a continent, I should say. Africa is not a country. But it's this global kind of feeling of the stress that's happening everywhere. And why? It's not connected to the actions that are happening as much as the energy that's with that. So that's why, and we're all connected. So of course, globally, people are feeling this. Tell us about the Knight of Wands, please. Oh, actually, we're in the I lost track here. Six of Swords energy, please. Six of Swords. Moving away from troubled waters. Tell us more about that. Page of Wands. New wonderful things coming in as you let go, as we move out of these troubled waters by listening. And then we have the Sun. How beautiful. Bright, shining, good things coming. The actually most hopeful, positive card, right? Tell us more about this Queen of Pentacles energy. You can see my ADHD show up here. When I'm doing the card readings, I lose track of which pile is which. It doesn't matter. All the messages come through anyway. Spirit says, I know who you are. We get it for you. Here's the Hermit energy. So moving into that space of taking time. That's how we have to do it. So when you wake up in the morning, maybe take a few minutes to think about, what did I dream about today? Last night? What was that? What am I feeling? If you don't remember your dream, it's okay. What am I feeling right now? What's the feeling that's coming up for me? And that can be a clue. It's just sometimes taking a few moments for ourselves. This Two of Swords, when we take this blindfold off, here's the Ace of Wands. We're moving forward. We're moving forward and trusting our intuition. Love it. So it means facing it, right? That Spirit's just confirming for me. It's what they were saying, is face it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself. If it doesn't happen in the morning because, you don't remember your dreams, that's okay. It's just a reminder to go back inside, in the Hermit energy, and to take time for yourself to listen to Spirit and what it has to say right now for you. Tell us some more, please, about this Knight of Wands energy. Okay, once again, the Moon. Love it. How many times can a moon show up in this reading? How many times can a moon show up? Sounds like, how many chucks can a woodchuck chuck? How many times can a moon show up? And a moon that's, centered reading. It's just confirmation, right? And the Wheel of Fortune is more cycles. It's a new cycle happening. Tell us more, please, about the Two of Wands, and then we'll go into that King of Pentacles energy. Two of Wands, please. Moving ahead and looking at our plans and focused on the future. And notice how both of these are focused on the future energy. We've moved into that space now. Taking off the blindfolds, you might have some decisions to make about how you do this, but you're capable. But take off that blindfold, face that. It's that same energy of face the questions for yourself. Trust your instincts and your intuition as you move in. And the Six of Swords again is moving out of the troubled water. So that's our path. They're just reinforcing it every single time. It's exactly what we've been talking about, Spirit saying. And then the King of Pentacles energy, please. Ace of Cups. New loving energy coming your way. Beginning of a new loving cycle for yourself. And that's what healing really is learning to love yourself. That Spirit just said that. I'm a therapist. I agree with that, but it was clear as a bell. That's the healing, is learning how to love yourself. And I'm going to say, look again, here's the Knight of Wands, and celebrate yourself. That Knight of Wands has come up a few times, has it not? And at the basis, underneath the reading, is the heartbreak you've been feeling. I know, it's hard. It's hard. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this makes sense for you, that Spirit's just really encouraging us to come back to ourselves. Things are hard, things are really difficult, but your intuition is there for a reason, and Spirit's talking to us for a reason. They're sending us messages when we don't even realize it. And if we can stop and tune in, pay attention, great. If we struggle with that, sometimes they give it to us in the dreams. That's what they're telling us right now. Sometimes they'll give it to you in your dreams because you're too busy in the day. And there's too many worries and anxiety during the day. So we're going to give them to you at night when you're dreaming. And we'll help you with some healing and some ascension and some downloads, maybe, and intuitive downloads. Watch for them because they're there. I promise you. I've got the Elemental Empath deck, and we've got 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause the video if you need to and tune into your guides to figure out which one is meant for you. You know you're welcome to have more than one. I'm not going to gatekeep which card is for you. All right, here we go. You ready? Before we go, remember to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when I'm going to make another one. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, and it also helps the channel to grow because I just started this about a month ago. I have been doing intuitive work and light work my whole life, but just started this channel. And Emma's chiming in here saying, yeah, leave a comment. Say hi to me. First card, if you chose number 1, is balance. I love it. Let me read it. All is connected. Yes, it is. Balance. Balance your extremes and inner and outer. So balance. And I love that, the inner and outer world. We were just talking about that, right? Is like the outer world is really stressful, but the inner world is where your peace can be. Number 2, community. I love that card that comes up. Community. Rely on your community. Connect with your community. Connect with others. Support. Give and receive. And your angels are there for you. I love it. And see the third eye chakras that are all lit up, as well as the heart and throat chakras. So it's about connecting and communicating with love and intuition. That's what Spirit's doing for us. If you pick number 3, it's Manifest Magic. There she is in all her glory, manifesting her magic. Okay, weave your magic. Miracles, understand and understand manifestation. Love it. I didn't see the magician come up this time. Typically they do, but you don't even need that as a reminder. Manifest your magic. Love it. All right, folks, I love you very, very much. Thank you for being here. Come back again, and I will see you soon. Hello, Emma. Hello, Emma. Yes, we're going to go cuddle, aren't we? I'm going to clean up the cards. I know, and we're going to cuddle. I'm going to scratch your face. It's going to be just glorious, won't it?